I have transformed my body and life, built a multi-six-figure fitness business, stepped on stage in front of hundreds in a bodybuilding show, and have invested over $125,000 into mentors and coaches, all by the age of 26. And I have done all of these things terrified out of my mind. But I did it, and I'm still here standing. What if I told you that confidence has nothing to do with feeling ready or having perfect timing, and everything to do with doing it scared? So if you are a driven, high-achieving woman in your career, but still struggling with your body image, energy, consistency, or your confidence, then this video is for you. I am going to teach you how to build unshakable confidence in fitness, how to get lean, build muscle, and finally feel at home in your body, how to use fitness as a vehicle to then transfer that confidence into other areas in your life, your relationships, your career, your finances, and your overall health. And no, it's not just about writing affirmations on your mirror like, I can do it, or I love myself, until you believe it. It's about keeping promises to yourself even when you don't feel like it. So here's what we're gonna dive into. Number one, the real reason why you don't feel confident yet. Number two, the mindset that helps my clients go from insecure to unstoppable. Number three, the fitness framework I use for every high-level woman that I coach. And number four, the small wins you must track if you want to see massive change. Part number one, confidence is an output, not an input. Confidence is actually earned through action. And I'm not talking about just confidence in your body. I'm talking about confidence in your capabilities. You don't get confident, then go to the gym. You go to the gym even when it's uncomfortable, and then you become confident because you start building a proven track record of your success. When I was overweight and out of shape, I absolutely hated the gym. I had severe anxiety and would sit in my car for a few minutes before walking into the gym, and my heart would pound out of my chest when I was walking through those gym doors. I held myself back for so long because of fear, but I never waited until I felt ready. I acted anyways. I took action. I did the hard workouts. I started tracking my macros. I trained hard. I showed up on days I wanted to quit. And my confidence didn't come from the scale dropping down. It came from me showing up when I didn't want to. My client Lisa is a principal. She is successful, intelligent, and an amazing leader. But behind closed doors, she hated how she looked in photos. She joined my program feeling frustrated, burnt out, and stuck, having tried so many different diets and programs without seeing any results.
Hallie's program in Aligned Fitness has changed me in my mindset, in my goals in the gym with what to do when and how often. It's also changed my nutrition. I have learned how to follow macros. Hey, I'm not perfect, but it has helped me.
When she joined, we did not start with a crash diet. We started with tracking her macros, lifting weights, and learning a whole new sustainable lifestyle. Now she's down over 20 pounds. She has made this her entire new lifestyle. She's one of our most consistent clients, and she feels confident in photos now. She is feeling stronger than ever, both mentally and physically. Part number two, why high-level women struggle with consistency. You're not lazy. You're just used to achieving success through control and overthinking. Fitness is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent through the chaos of life. In my fitness journey over the last 8 years, I have been through a lot. A toxic breakup, hitting rock bottom, having to move back in with my parents and start my entire life over, moving over 12 times, both internationally and statewide, quitting jobs, getting fired from jobs, going through school, trying to manage working and school at the same time. I have always had chaotic times in my life, and those are not gonna go away. So that's why if you keep waiting until you feel ready, until you're 100% confident, you are gonna keep waiting the rest of your life, which is exactly what my client Kristen realized. She's a high-level IT manager, yet she couldn't manage to stay consistent with her own workouts and nutrition. We simplified her routine to quick weight training workouts she could manage with her busy schedule and structured simple meals that did not require hours of meal prep. She was able to drop nearly 40 pounds in her late 40s as an IT manager, as a mom, and while moving statewide during our program. It wasn't magic. It wasn't that she was 100% ready or 100% confident. It was just about taking action and having structure. Part number three, how to build unshakable confidence in fitness. Here's the exact formula I give to every client. But the most important part of this is just to start. Messy action is better than no action. But number one, you need to do just that. You need to get on a plan. Not a Pinterest workout, not a TikTok workout, a real plan. If you have specific goals, how do you expect seeing results by doing random things? Number two, track your progress. Stop avoiding pictures and the scale and measurements. Start tracking all of the data. Track your weights, your food, your weight on the scale, your measurements. We need to be tracking everything as a form of data to see what we need to improve on for you to keep progressing. It's kind of like having a budget. If you want to hit a specific savings goal or you're saving up for something, you're not just gonna spend randomly and, oh, I hope I save money. No, you're gonna make a plan. It's the same thing with your fitness. Number three, set micro goals. Don't aim to lose 20 pounds in a month. Aim to hit your macros and a step count goal daily. Because if you focus more on the habits and not so much the outcome, the results will happen as a side effect of you staying consistent and just checking off the daily boxes. Number four, celebrate the small wins along the way. The scale doesn't tell the whole story, but your habits will. So don't let those days where your weight fluctuates up and down affect you mentally, because it happens to everyone. And if you want to be successful in fitness, you need to have a strong-headed mindset. You can't be emotional and make emotional decisions and jump ship to the next program or slash your calories down in half the next day. You got to learn how to emotionally regulate and really come at this without being so upset over the little things like that. My client Miranda is a great example of this because she is running her own business and juggling so many other things in her life, but she wanted to increase her confidence, lose weight, and feel strong and healthy in her body. Now she's down 30 pounds. She's the most confident she's ever felt. She is now able to show up as the best person that she can be to take care of all of the crazy things that she has going on in her life.
So far, I've lost 35 pounds in the program.
Yay. Because she stopped avoiding mirrors and started using them to check her form. She stopped avoiding the scale and started using it to track her progress. She didn't wait till she felt ready. She invested in herself and joined the program anyways. Confidence isn't found. It is built over time with taking action. As I mentioned earlier, all it really is creating a proven track record of your success so you can look back and see all the times you took action and that you showed up through those hard days. You're not gonna build confidence by you waiting until you have everything figured out and your life is perfect and there's no things coming up in your life. That's not how you build confidence. Real confidence comes from withstanding the hard and busy times in life, the stressful times in life, because we all deal with it. But you will become confident when you see that you still show up regardless of what your conditions are. In fact, I think that when you are busy and you have a lot going on your plate and you don't feel like now's the right time, you don't really believe in yourself, I feel like that is the perfect time to start your fitness journey. Because if you can do it busy and handling a lot of things, then you'll be able to do it during any season of life. When things do slow down again, it is way easier for you to stay consistent. And when things speed up again, you already have the skills and the knowledge and the habits that you need to actually see progress and stay consistent year round. It's called making it a lifestyle. This is not an off or on switch that you just start and stop and pause and go again throughout the year. That's why you keep yo-yoing, gaining and losing the same weight over and over again for years with no results. You don't need another motivational podcast or Pinterest recipe. You need a plan, you need a coach, and you need to surround yourself with women who have already walked the path you want to go on. If you're getting value from this video, it would mean the world to me if you could hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. I do have a goal of getting to 5,000 subscribers. You do not build confidence by wishing for it or waiting for it. You've got to take action. You build it by choosing discomfort, willingly putting yourself in challenging situations, learning new skills like tracking macros, showing up to hard workouts when you don't want to, making time for your health even when you've got a lot going on. It's about showing up messy and stacking the small wins until one day you look back and you say, wow, I did that. So don't wait for the fear to go away. You can do things scared. Just because you're feeling fear doesn't mean that you should not do that thing, especially if it's something that's going to help you level up and grow in your life. I look back on my life and how I've been able to grow and build the life I have now. Every time I made a decision to do something that I was so scared of, that is how I reached the next level. And I kept doing this. The last 5 years, I've really been able to transform my life. I remember back in 2021, I was a substitute teacher while trying to build my coaching business on the side. And I hated my current job that I had. All I wanted to do was be an online coach, run my own business, help women, and really make an impact. And so it came to a point where I had a choice. I could stay at the job that I hated, or I could take the leap, quit my full-time secure job, go all in on this business by myself, and also invest into a mentor. So what did I do? I quit my job and I invested into a business mentor the next month. It was $400 per month, which was a huge stretch for me, especially coming from just being a substitute teacher, didn't really make that much. And now I had no no stable income. I had to go all in. Sometimes you have to take huge risks if you want a huge reward. You are not going to grow by staying in your comfort zone. That was the first time I took that leap of faith, and investing in myself into a coaching program, having a mentor is really what helped me grow and really get to that next level. The second time I had to do something really scary is when I worked my way up in that mentorship program. There was a VIP coaching investment that I had to make, and it was the most amount, it still is the highest amount that I have ever invested into a coaching program. Let me just say, it was a hefty 5-figure price tag. And after I made that investment, I literally started crying, breaking down in tears, not from excitement. I was terrified. I was like, oh my gosh, did I make the right decision? I can't believe I did this. But what ended up happening is I continued to grow and level up in my company. And I actually made that investment 2 more times because it was such an amazing investment for my education, for my skills, and just becoming a better coach and a leader for my clients. The third time I did something terrifying was when I finally stepped on a bodybuilding stage back in November of 2024. I was deathly afraid of this. I was so afraid to step on stage, but I made a commitment to myself back in 2017. When I first started my fitness journey, I said that I was going to lose the weight and step on a bodybuilding stage. It took me nearly 7 years to finally fulfill that promise that I made to myself. And I remember when I hired my coach and I went all in, I was nervous still. Would I be able to stick to it? Could I be able to afford competing? It's a very expensive sport. Was I going to fall on stage and everyone was gonna laugh at me? Of course, you have all the what ifs that go through your brain, but you have to stop thinking of the negative what ifs because the positive what ifs are also bound to happen. What if this ends up being the best experience of your life? What if you level up and become the best version of you? What if you freaking win the show or whatever it is that you're afraid to do? Think about the positive what ifs because those can also happen. And what ended up happening, even though I was waiting backstage, literally shaking, I was so nervous to step on stage. My heart was pounding out of my chest. They called my name. I walked on out there. I did my routine, kind of blacked out a little, but I did not trip. I did not fall. And I even ended up getting 3rd place. Placing top 3 in my first show ever was such a great experience. I did not even expect to place because there were so many amazing athletes there. So this just goes to show that every decision you make on the other side of fear is what's going to help you level up and grow in your life. Your comfort zone is where your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations die. How are you going to get a different result if you just keep repeating the same mindset, the same pattern, the same fear over and over again? A lot of you are afraid of failure, but to me, you right now sitting here not trying and not investing in yourself, that's what true failure is. Getting up and trying something and taking a swing at bat, maybe you miss a couple of times, that's not failure. You got up and tried, and the only way to fail is by giving up. What I'm more afraid of though is being 5 years from now in the same exact spot. No growth at all, no changes in my career or my mental health or my body, just being stuck and feeling like I am not uncovering my true potential. That scares me far more than failure ever will, because I know failure is not even going to happen to me because I'm never going to give up. I'm gonna have bad days. I'm gonna have things that don't work out. I'm gonna have opportunities that fall through, and I'm gonna make mistakes. That doesn't mean that I am failing. It just means that I'm in the game. I'm on the journey, and that's a part of it. So you just get up and you keep trying the next day, and then you will never fail. I hope that this video was helpful and inspiring to you. Whatever you're afraid of right now, maybe you are thinking of something in your life that you've been holding off, whether it is quitting your job and starting that business, or investing into that coaching program or mentorship, or moving to that state, leaving that relationship. Whatever you're thinking right now that has been holding you back because of fear, this is your sign to take the leap and freaking do it, because that is how I've been able to change my life, and I know your life will change too. But if you want to learn how to eat more food without gaining excess body fat and want to hear more about nutrition and fitness style content, then click on this next video here.